On the show today, two of our favorites, our very own Glenn Strutch-Smith, the former Cowboys coach and analyst, and from All City DLLS Cowboys, our very own Clarence Hill. Gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us. Great to have you guys back on the air. What do you make of the trade of Micah Parsons? Stretch, I'll start with you.
Well, I think anytime you get rid of a generational player, it's going to send shockwaves around the league. I have my own opinions about the fact that they've come out and said, well, they didn't think he could stop the run. You know what? He's a chess piece that they should have used a little different than they used him. So I don't like the excuse. I don't like the fact that they let a guy who is very, very productive with getting to the quarterback and who is absolutely what you want to build the defense around. They let him walk out of the building. I think it's a big mistake.
Jill, how about you?
Yeah. I mean, the stop and run is a bit. I mean, they had all offseason to figure out how to stop the run. They didn't address the run defense until the 7th round of the damn draft, okay? This is not about stopping the run 8 days before the season opener, whenever they made the trade. You don't trade a generational pass rusher, an elite pass rusher, a difference-making position for a nose tackle. This is not about stop and run. This is about feelings. And Jerry felt that Micah betrayed him. He felt that Micah let him down. I've said this many times, he wanted Micah to be his Michael Irvin, have that type of relationship. I look you in your eye, we made a deal, and you reneged on my deal and try to bring this other guy, this carpetbagger, this outsider into our relationship, and he never negotiated at all. And so, yeah, it's shocking because we've seen these things happen with Dak and CD go down to the last minute and Jerry acquiesced, but Jerry was dug in. His feelings, he was upset. He got mad, and Micah got traded.
So, Mike, my question to you is this, and he and I kind of had a discussion about this last night. Try and convince me that this isn't just about Jerry's ego. Because as he said multiple times, like, what's stopping this deal from getting done? Nothing. He could have done this months ago. He could have done this at the end of last season, getting ahead of this whole thing. But instead, he lets it drag out because he wants the headlines in certain parts of the season. And he played with fire, got his own feelings hurt, and that's why we're here, as Jill said. Mike, try and convince me that it's not just about Jerry that we're in this position.
I mean, I think it's about more than Jerry because it's also about Micah at least a little bit. Like, Micah also does have a piece in all of this. I think Jerry's the much bigger problem. Let me be clear on that. But I also think it was very interesting, something that has changed since you and I had this discussion last night upstairs in the newsroom. What we heard today in the locker room when Oso Odighizuwa was asked whether there were differing opinions about Micah Parsons within the locker room, and his answer to that was to offer a no comment. And it just strikes me as a little odd that that question required a no comment.
Go ahead.
You got to understand who you're talking to. Osa's not going to cause any controversy. He and Micah are tight.
Right. I understand that. But why is the answer not no? Micah was loved in this locker room.
Because we all know that question is loaded. Let's not be naive. That's a loaded question, okay?
Granted.
Very loaded. Everybody's, talking around it, and certainly they say the players did not want Micah off the team.
Right.
Okay, this whole idea that we talk to the players, yeah, you could be frustrated about the podcast. I mean, the Cowboys in the 90s, the damn Deep Snapper had a radio show. A damn Deep Snapper. I mean, we get so crazy about a damn podcast. Can y'all play? Can you do what Micah does? No.
I mean,
I agree that we've made way too much of the podcast.
Yeah.
If you have never had a Pro Bowl, made a Pro Bowl, difference maker, not a game record, why do I care what you think about Micah's podcast when he's doing all these things as a generational talent? It's just ridiculous. Football is a caste system. Everything has never been equal.
It does strike me, Coach, that we're having this discussion about Parsons and how much he may or may not be distracting the team. Right as the documentary comes out and reveals Charles Haley was doing everything behind the scenes that we already knew, but it's just resurfacing all of that. I mean, dealing with pass rushers that have character flaws off the field is nothing new for this franchise.
Again, let's be real about this. Charles Haley was a 6'5", 265-pound guy who was an edge setter. This Micah Parsons is a pass rusher, and it's your responsibility as a football coach to put him in position to use his talent. I'm not going to get in here and tell you, do I think he can set the edge as a 7 technique? That's not what he does. He is a pass rusher and a generational pass rusher. And the fact that you let him walk out of the building and you're using an excuse to say, well, he doesn't play the double team tackle tight end very well, I think it's almost asinine.
Yeah, no, listen, it's if you can't figure out how to use that guy, we've lost Chill. He's gone. He's gone.
No, I'm not gone. I'm leaning. I'm leaning. And one more thing from the locker room, because I talked to some guys off the record. Their guys they're disappointed, they're hurt. I mean, they did not want Micah off this team. You know, they're going to say the right thing, like Dak talked about. We got to move forward. It's a business, and guys are playing ping pong. And still, yes, they know that. But they wanted to go to war with Micah, and they knew what Micah means to this defense, and they didn't want Micah off the team.
And I just to be clear, I didn't mean to insinuate that I think they do. It just, Osa's question intrigued me, but I agree with you in general. This is a locker room that liked Micah Parsons and didn't want him off of this roster. And to circle back to Stretch's point, if you can't figure out how to utilize Micah Parsons, and listen, I'm intrigued by this coaching staff. I like some of these guys. I've enjoyed getting to know some of the guys on this coaching staff, and it's been a very interesting training camp period. So I want to see what they can do, but that's an indictment. If you can't figure out how to use Micah Parsons, that's a problem.
Well, they've had most of training camp to deal with him not being on the field, so there is some
They haven't had a chance to get a great look at exactly how to do it. So yeah, fair enough.
That's
but this is not on the coach's staff. This is Jerry Jones. The coaches didn't say I don't want to use Micah.
Right.
And guess what? Jeff Hafley couldn't be any happier than to have him on the defensive side of the ball in Green Bay. I mean, this guy got run out in Boston College because he couldn't win, but he's figured out on the defensive side, give me a guy that's a generational player, I'll put him in position to make him win.